guys, I'm Sarah and welcome back to my channel. I'm very sorry I haven't posted for the last couple of weeks or so. I've been very busy with my NaNoWriMo project plus life in general, so I apologize for that. I will be trying to get on a weekly schedule eventually. I'm going to try my best. So today I thought I've seen a few people talking about Christmas book recommendations. I don't read too many Christmas books, but I thought I'd give a few recommendations of the books I do like. So I don't have Christmas decorations. I put on my Christmas earrings, and you probably can't see, but I have some fairy lights on my bookshelf that I turned on, but you probably can't see it. So, oh well. And I'm wearing a red shirt. Never mind that it's Star Wars and not Christmas, but whatever. We're just going with it. Anyways, I have here. Let's see, how many books do I have here? I have 6 books to mention here, so this shouldn't be too long of a video. And first 2 I don't own. The first one is an ebook only. You can get this from the author's website, I believe. Yes. And it is called Pearlescent Christmas by Shannon Dittemore. I'm not really sure how to say her last name. And it follows an angel from her Angel Eyes trilogy here. This is a Christian supernatural spiritual warfare book series, and the Pearlescent Christmas follows the angel in that book, in this book series, particular series, an angel, and her story involving the nativity in that time frame. It's very short. I think it's like 17 pages. It's a very short story. You don't need to have read the trilogy beforehand to read it, but it does go with it. There's no spoilers for the trilogy or anything in it. So, yeah. And the second book I don't have is called Clara's Soldier by Brittney Fichter, I believe. It is a kind of World War II historical book combined with some sort of like magical realism, I guess you'd call it. It's kind of like some fantasy elements, and it's a retelling of the Nutcracker. I liked that book. I read that actually earlier this year, which is, you know, kind of a little weird. It is more of a Christmas book, but I knew lots of people would want to check it out at this time, so I just read it because I thought it sounded interesting, and it was really good. I really thought it was very sweet, and it handled like issues that the soldiers were having, and when they came home, or just dealing with things in their heads. And I thought it was really creative, combining historical telling with fantasy with the Nutcracker. Yeah, so I really enjoyed that one. I would recommend checking that one out. That one is an independently published book, so most libraries may not have that one. You may have to like buy that one or something. Depends on how your library is with independently published books. The next one is also part of a series. This is the last book in the series. It is also a short story, and it is Bells of Winter by Selena R. Gonzalez. It is a short story, part of her Mercenary and the Mage duology. With this one, there's dog hair. With this one, you will have to read the duology first, because there are spoilers in here for how this series ends. So that is kind of a disclaimer there, because yeah, you will be spoiled for how the duology ends if you read this book first. And this just follows the characters, sorry, dog hair again. Yeah, just follows the characters celebrating a winter Christmas type holiday in their fantasy world. These books are also independently published, and yeah, they are a fantasy series, yeah. And the next one, also part of a series, because apparently most Christmas books I read are either part of a series, or it's like, most of the ones I read, they like have Christmas in them, but it's not a Christmas book, it's just like Christmas shows up during the book and then they move on. So that's most of the books I've read with Christmas in them. This one, you do not have to have read the series first. This is a kind of like a prequel short story to her series. This is Guiding Light by Noelle Nichols. It is also a short story, so these are really small books. Bells of Winter is very small too. And this one is kind of like an Asian-inspired fantasy, where this Asian village that the main characters of her series are celebrating a winter holiday. It's not strictly Christmas, but is very much has a Christmas holiday feel to the story. So It is perfect for that. And if you're interested in that, the first book of that series is Shadow's Hand. It is the Shadow's Creed saga. And these are also independently published. So, like I said before, libraries may or may not have these. You may have to like buy the ebook or the physical copy or something. Next book, I have not read this in a long time. That is book 6 in the Winnie the Horse Gentler series by Dandi, Daley, Mackall. This is Gift Horse. Yeah, this does not look like a Christmas book at all, but all the books in the series look like this. And this one does involve, it's kind of the same thing of Christmas is just part of this book, but this one does the whole thing. It revolves around before and at Christmas. So I'm including it in this one. Winnie is trying to find the owner, or figure out more like who dropped off this pregnant mare in her backyard. And she's having issues with like her dad still, and her sister, and just Christmas as a whole without her mom, because in the very first book she had lost her mom. But yeah, that's what I remember from this one. I haven't read this in a long time. I probably should give it a reread at some point, because this, I do remember this was my favorite in the series. So there's that one. And my last one, I have read this twice now. Yeah, this is a young adult Christian book, and it is What Light by J. Asher. This is definitely a Christmas book. We follow Sierra, who, her family runs a Christmas tree farm up in Oregon, and every year around Christmas time, they go down to California to sell their trees at a Christmas tree lot. And this may be the last year they're able to do it, and while they're there, Sierra meets Caleb, who is kind of this, he's a boy around her age, and he's kind of just been ostracized where he lives because of a past mistake he made, and how the lack of forgiveness in other people and in himself for himself has caused everything around them to be colored. So, if that made sense. This is a really sweet book. It's very clean. All these books, by the way, are very clean, including the series that they are attached to. This one is very sweet. It's very clean. It's also not just the Christmas time and having, you know, friends and family and stuff. It's about love and forgiveness, and I really like the messages and how the author brought those out, especially the forgiveness part, because the thing that they talk about that Caleb's ostracized for is a really, really hard thing, and he feels really bad about it, and people are still judging him for it. And even Sierra's parents eventually judge him for it too, or at least her dad does. I think her mom kind of just stays neutral, but it's like, and you know, and Sierra just gets to know him very well, and she doesn't understand, and it's really hard, but it's also really sweet and heartwarming, so you don't have to worry about too much of like really hard topics. Yes, I really like this book, and I'll probably try to read it this Christmas as well. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, anyways, that's pretty much all the Christmas books I had to recommend. I don't know of any others, like I said, that aren't just combined in a story as there's a Christmas or winter / holiday, depending on if it's like a fantasy series, that is just included. Yeah. The closest I can think of another one, I do remember there was a bonus chapter in one of the Yona of the Dawn mangas that had kind of a Christmassy feel, but it was just a bonus chapter, and I don't even remember which volume that is. I may not even own it. So, yeah. So yeah, aside from that, those are the Christmas books I would recommend you checking out. Let me know down below in the comments, have you read any of these? Have you even heard any of these? Do they sound interesting? Do I need work on my descriptions? I probably do, but I'm still working on it, and I will try to get more timely weekly videos up. I will probably be doing, next week, I will probably be doing my NaNoWriMo kind of wrap-up post, using the questions from Christine Smith's blog. So, yeah, I will be updating more on how my writing's going and stuff like that next week. So, yeah, anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and I hope you have a great rest of your day, and, yeah, thanks so much for watching. Bye!